Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston Station is ready for the event.
CBS News, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Bill Harwood with CBS News. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear. Welcome back aboard the space station.
Hey, thanks a lot, and I appreciate you joining us today, and especially because there's quite a bit of space news going on right now. And first up, Ann, obviously, is your flight home next week. So I guess I was wondering how you'd sum up your experience as a first-time flyer, and did it match your expectations? I always wonder if there's surprises you encountered along the way that really caught you off guard or anything like that.
Yeah, you know, I've been spending a lot of time here in these last weeks reflecting on the mission as a whole and what it's meant to me and what it's meant to our organization and, you know, where our place in history of spaceflight is. For me personally, this has been absolutely an incredible mission. You know, sometimes I forget that I was a first-time space flyer when I showed up because we've been here, you know, 6.5 months now, so we forget that we were new. We've definitely gotten used to it, but it's such a special place to live. You know, we're not up here visiting space; we are up here living in space. And one of my colleagues said it best the other day. You know, if you told me that I was born here and everything on Earth was just a dream, that I might almost start believing you. Because we are so at home up here, and that is something so special that hopefully a perspective that I'll bring back to Earth with me.
Yeah, I bet. And, you know, it's a standard coming home question, but just to follow up on that, what you had to have missed something up there. So, I mean, I'm wondering what you miss the most in space and what you're especially looking forward to when you get back on the ground.
You know, I really love being up here in space. I really love living here and working here. And I think if I could have my friends and family visit, I might just stay forever.
Well, that does sound like fun. And I guess one last one before I ask Christina a couple of things. You know, veteran pilot, I guess I'm wondering if you're looking forward to an e-ticket ride home on that Soyuz. That always sounds fairly exciting.
Yes, the Soyuz ride home, we have heard lots about it, somewhere between a washing machine and a roller coaster. 3.5 hours of the most exciting ride that we'll probably have in our life. I am definitely looking forward to it. You know, and really just trying to keep my head down and get back in the books and get back in the operational, Soyuz operational procedures, because our crew of 3, we haven't been in the Soyuz and been flying it since our launch day, and so we're doing some training this week to get ready for that, but definitely looking forward to a once-in-a-lifetime ride.
Thanks, and Christina, to change the subject here a little bit, you guys weren't around 50 years ago when Neil Armstrong stepped out onto the moon, and of course back then there were no female astronauts, and today here you are on the station, and NASA once again has set its sights on the moon. So I'm always curious from your perspective up there, how do you view Apollo and the progress that's been made since then?
When we think back to Apollo, we see a generation of people that were motivated by doing something challenging, something bigger than themselves, and something that took an entire nation to come together to achieve. And that's the same force that still drives NASA today, and that drives us, indeed, even on an individual level here up in the space station, and certainly drives the teams down on the ground that we work with every day. So I think looking back, I see that same spirit carried through, but I see commemorating the 50th anniversary as a way to recommit to that spirit. A way to recommit to taking on the big challenges. And indeed, that's exactly what we're doing with returning to the moon in 2024. So it's a wonderful time to be an astronaut. In terms of the women, interestingly, there was a cadre of female astronauts in the Apollo program, and unfortunately, they weren't able to continue their work in training to actually be the people in the seats on those flights. So we're just so glad that we are in a time when we can achieve our dreams and when space is open to all.
One of the major differences between Artemis and Apollo is NASA's attempt to encourage more commercial participation, and that now extends to the ISS. I'm wondering what you guys on station think about the wisdom of opening up ISS to commercial astronauts, maybe even space tourists.
Well, we are definitely in support of that. I think if you step back and really look at the evolution of spaceflight, it is the next logical step. You know, throughout history, every great achievement has been made first by the explorers and by the visionaries, and then everybody else comes along. And I think NASA has done an incredible job, along with many countries around the world, in exploring low Earth orbit and the technologies needed to get there. And I think right now what we're seeing is NASA's contributions in sharing all of the data and all the best practices with the commercial industry in order to open up low Earth orbit to more people, both people who are curious, tourists who want to visit and just see what it's like, to commercial industry and medical industries who can take over and really accelerate the investigations that we're doing here in low Earth orbit. And NASA, shifting its focus, back onto deep space exploration and really staying at the forefront of what humankind is capable of, which has always been NASA's bold goal. And so I think we are definitely in support of the commercialization and the tourism that direction for low Earth orbit.
Christina, by my count, you're about 97 days into an extended 328-day mission. That'll be just 12 days short of Scott Kelly's record for the longest single flight by a U.S. astronaut. I asked him this, and I'll ask you, how do you handle something like that psychologically? I guess I'm asking if you ever think to yourself, what the heck did I sign up for?
Actually, how I handle it is just day by day. I like to think that a record isn't how many days that you spend up here, but it's what you do with each of those days. So when you look at it that way, it actually isn't a daunting thing. It's a privilege to be a part of. And so it's a reminder to me to bring my best to every single day that I have here. It's a reminder to me, because it is a record, that it has the potential to inspire people, to be a point of outreach, to sort of say what we are at in terms of state of the art in space exploration. And also thinking about the fact that my biggest hope for the record is that it succeeded as soon as possible after my time, because that means we're continuing to push the barriers.
Let me ask you guys one last question, and I want to go back to Artemis real quick. If NASA really does pull this off and people get back to the moon within 5 years, they're certainly going to be looking for flight experienced astronauts to make those trips. Either one of you guys want to walk on the moon?
Yeah, we have been honing our rock, paper, scissors skills for that one. But, Bill, you ask a great question, and I think that the concept of that great, great honor is one that's almost even hard for us to contemplate. Just simply knowing that we will know the person that has that privilege is already overwhelming to me. To be able to walk in the footsteps or the spacesuit bootsteps of our heroes would be an honor that I think we prepare for every day, in case that we are the ones that may be honored with that. But it's not something that we necessarily expect personally. But if it were our honor to contribute, of course, we would do so for everyone and for all humanity. And we would hope to bring that experience back to the people and back to the teams that made it possible.
Well, hey, I'm out of time, guys, so thanks very much for chatting with us, and best of luck up there. And, Ann, look forward to seeing you on the ground.
Great talking to you as well, and we'll see you back Earthside.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the CBS News portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from Fox Business News.
Criticisms don't stop at the U.S. border, however. Officials in France and England already promising a tough road ahead for Libra, while the G7 countries are reportedly setting up a forum to weigh the risks of digital currencies. Google spending $1 billion to ease the high-priced housing problem in their backyard, Silicon Valley. The pledge consists of a $250 million investment fund and $750 million of company-owned land. It would be used to build at least 15,000 homes that will include low and mid-income housing. Speaking of money, there's a new member of the $100 billion club. Bernard Arnault, that's Europe's richest person, just joined. Jeff
Check 1 2, check 1 2. This is remote coordination of Fox Business Channel. Can you hear me okay?
He's the
We can hear you loud and clear.
As the company's stock rose about 3%, increasing his net worth by $32 billion this year. So all in, his net worth is equal to 3%.
I'm going to do a quick delay test. When I say the word go, just start counting to 5 for me.
He contributes, remember, with the rebuilding of the Notre Dame Cathedral, Maria?
Go.
Yeah, it's amazing. And
yeah.
And his wealth and all their wealth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Incredible. The numbers are mind-boggling.
100 billion plus.
Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. Coming up this morning, Georgia Congressman and ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, Doug Collins, is here. Plus, the chairman of Blackstone, Stephen Schwarzman, joining us. The National Football League Chief Marketing Officer, Tim Ellis, is here. And live from the International Space Station, astronauts Lieutenant Colonel McClain and Christina Koch. Don't miss a moment of it. We got a big hour and a half coming up. Stay with us right now.
Get along down the road. We got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, drink a beer, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
Hi, this is Audio New York. Can you both hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Great. Thank you both. Stand by.
Hi, good morning. This is Kyle in New York. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, Kyle.
Perfect. We are in commercial break right now. We're about 2 minutes away, so stand by.
Copy.
Welcome back. Well, we are headed out of this world, literally. NASA opening the International Space Station to commercial business and private astronauts. For more on this, let's go live right now to the International Space Station. And joining me right now are Lieutenant Colonel McClain and Christina Koch. Good to see you both, ladies. It's just amazing that we're able to talk like this right now. Can you tell us first, Christina, what you're feeling and how the atmosphere is where you are right now?
Absolutely. You know, it's just a standard day in space, working on experiments, keeping the space station running at peak performance, and going about our business as astronauts. We are currently orbiting the Earth about 250 miles above the surface of the Earth and traveling at about 17,500 miles per hour. But inside, it's just a standard workday.
Amazing. And let me get your take on what you've learned so far. Give us a sense of the time you've spent there, what you've seen, and what your takeaways are.
Sure. I launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan on December 3rd, so I'm about 6.5 months into my mission and only about 5 days shy of coming home, unfortunately. It is a really special experience to have the opportunity to represent humankind by living in low Earth orbit. And that's what we're doing in space right now. We are living on the International Space Station in an environment that was never originally designed for humans, or humans were not designed for this environment. And so we live in this, the space station's about 3,500 square feet of livable space, and contained inside of it are kind of two main themes for our day-to-day work. We do a lot of experiments, science experiments. We are a national laboratory, and we also do a lot of maintenance on the space station. And both of those things inform our scientific communities and about where we came from, where is our planet in the universe, where are we going, and it helps us understand our place in the universe and some technologies that can benefit humankind. So my personal takeaways is this is what happens when humans are united through a goal of exploration and bettering our communities. This is what we're capable of internationally.
It's just extraordinary, really it is. And July 20th marks the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. NASA plans to return to the moon by 2024 and have the first woman walk on the lunar surface. But earlier this month, the president tweeted this. President Trump said, for all of the money we are spending, NASA should not be talking about going to the moon. We did that 50 years ago. They should be focused on the much bigger things we are doing, including Mars, of which the moon is a part, defense and science. So tell us about the importance of going back to the moon, why it's part of the ultimate mission to Mars.
Yeah, the answer to that is really twofold. One is, what can we learn from the moon about our planet and about our solar system from going back to the surface of the moon? It holds so many keys to where we came from and where we're going. The other part of that is to enable deep space exploration. If you are going to go climb Mount Everest, you are probably going to set your tent up in the backyard first. And so if you think about the astronomical scale of a Mars mission, the logical first step or next step is to test those technologies in a place like the moon that is remote, but if anything fails, you can come back to Earth within a couple days.
That is just extraordinary. Lieutenant Colonel, it is great to talk with you, and McClain and Christina Koch. Thank you so much. Be safe, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much, ladies.
Great to talk to you as well. Good day.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all the participants from CBS News and Fox Business News Station. We are now resuming operational audio communications.